Today, I'm going to be giving you guys a guide on how to complete every single one of your Part 2 challenges for your Vibin quests that just got released in the newest update for Fortnite. Now, if you complete all of these, you will get the free Bushy's bulb Backbling, and this thing looks absolutely amazing. It's just a giant reality seed, but a quick heads up here, you are going to need to complete Part 1 first, but I do have a full video on how to do that. Now, with that being said, let's dive into our challenges and do the first one. And this is to establish a device uplink. This is how all of them start, and it's incredibly easy to do. All you need to do is run to the little uplink device pad and then go ahead and stand on it, and that'll establish the uplink device. So as you can see right here, as we get right next to it, all we need to do is go ahead and find its exact location, but apparently I'm a little bit blind and it is right behind me. So just go ahead and stand on it, and then you'll unlock Part 2. You need to scan the reality tree. Now this sounds a little bit confusing at first, but it's not bad at all. All you need to do is go ahead and run over to the reality tree, as many of you would probably guess, and then we're going to go ahead and scan it. Now, apparently I'm a little bit dumb, and we don't need to go to the reality tree itself, but we need to go to this little outpost over here. We'll pop up with a little white marker, but that is the exact location if you're looking for it, and you want to pause the video, and then all you need to do is go ahead and interact with it, and that will scan the reality tree. From there, you need to scan the route between the reality tree and the reality bloom, so we're going to need to go all the way over to this other location. I would recommend either getting an animal that you can ride or the armored battle bus that's over here, just to make this trip a little bit quicker for you. So now that I'm over here at the other reality bloom, we can already see the little scanning device, and all we need to do is go ahead and plant it. And there we go. We've got Part 3 of our Part 2 challenge done. Now we need to go ahead and scan the reality bloom even higher up on the map. So continue on in your car and go all the way to the very top of where Logjam Lumberyard used to be. I believe it's now Lush Lumberyard or something. I don't know. It's a pretty cool name, though. I forget what exactly it is. If you need to refuel your car, like I'm going to need to, stopping at the gas station while you're driving over to this spot. And as you can see right here, as we get about right to it, we can already see the little white dot. And right over here, just like the other two locations, go ahead and plant that scanner. And there you go. You've got your first part of your Part 2 challenge done. Now let's move on to Part 2 of the Part 2 challenge. So the device uplink is right next to it. It is right over here. So just do this in the same game. You don't actually have to even back out of the game. You can run right over here, and then you've got your device uplink right here. So just walk over it, and as always, it'll instantly complete. Then we need to harvest fruit from reality saplings. So this one can be a little bit more difficult, since you are going to need to find a reality sapling, whether it be yours or an enemy player's. But it looks like there is one over here. Unfortunately, somebody has already harvested it, so we are going to need to find a different one. Now, if you have chug splashes, like I just found out of here, what you can do is chug splash the plant, and then that will actually go ahead and heal it up a little bit and allow you to harvest some fruit. So this is just a really nice way to do it if you did not know that little trick. But right there, we just harvested from that, and now we've completed that stage of the Part 2 of our Part 2 quest line. Let's move on to Part 3 of our Part 2 quest line. For this one, again, we need to establish a device uplink, but as you guys can see, they are everywhere. This one is very not specific about where you need to do it, because they are literally everywhere around the map. I am going to need to grab some med mist, though, because I will die if I do not heal myself. So let's go ahead and heal up a little bit, and then head over to one of these outposts so that we can complete Part 3 of our Part 2 Vibin quest line. Now, like I mentioned, you can go to literally any of these. I'm just going to go to the one by Shifty Shafts because I was closest to it, and as you guys can see there, once you do that, you're going to need to acquire Bushranger seed from Mysterious Bloom. So sorry for the weird jump cut right there, but for the next stage of this challenge, I did get it wrong the first time I recorded. So instead of showing you guys the wrong footage, I'm just going to go straight to the right footage. And basically for this next stage, you're going to need to get the Bushranger seed from a Mysterious Bloom. And this bloom is right over here. But the interesting thing about it is that once you get it, you're going to need to go cross map to Reality Falls without dying. That's the critical part here, because I died last game thinking that I could just go to it and, you know, leave the game, come back into it, land at Reality Falls, and be all good to go. But it turns out that you do need to do this in one game. So once you get that seed, you need to run all the way over to Reality Falls, whether it's by boat, car, plane, train. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. But basically, just get yourself over to Reality Falls. I would recommend taking a boat, though, since there is a river that brings you relatively close to it, and also it stops you from dying, since, you know, people's aim isn't good enough to actually kill you. Try and do this in 0 builds as well, since you'll get that overshield that will recharge. Actually, you know what? This guy's just doing the challenge with me. I respect that. I thought this guy was going to kill me. So we're just going to go ahead and follow this river all the way to Reality Falls. You literally have a dedicated path to get you there. So it's not bad once you're on the path. And then once we get there, I'll show you what to do. So now that we're over here, we already see the little white thing. And then what we're going to need to do is hop out the boat and go right over here. Go ahead and place the Bushranger seed. And that will complete your part, what is that, 2, part 3, part 4 of your part 2 challenges for the Vibin quest line. Now, for the last part of your part 2 quest line, you are going to need to go over to, yet again, another device establish uplink, or establish a device uplink. I said those words in the entirely wrong order, but what we're going to want to do is run over right up here, try not to die, and then once we go ahead and get our quest from it, we need to interact with 0-point scanning devices. Now, there are a bunch of these along this river, so again, you can probably grab that boat that you just used to get all the way from the center of the map over to the 0 point, but these are in the river, and all you need to do is go ahead and gather them, and then just keep on swimming down the river until you've collected all of them. Now, alongside your journey, you're going to need to kill anybody along the way, so we're going to go ahead and try and do that, collect some loot just to make ourselves a bit safer, and then we're just going to keep on running down the river until we get there. Thankfully, this guy is an amazing pal, and it looks like we're doing challenges together, so he just picked me up on the boat, which is absolutely amazing, but you're just going to need... Where are you going, buddy? We need to go over there. Okay, this guy seems a little bit lost, slightly confused, but he's got the spirit, and that's what matters. So now that we're getting over here, we're going to need to hop out the boat for a second to go ahead and grab this device, and that is not going to be too difficult at all. All you need to do is interact with it in the water, which can be annoying since the tide is pulling you the other way, but then once you do that, you only need one more left to go, and then we're going to need to go over to this one right over here, and you will instantly complete the last part of this challenge and finish your part 2 of your Vibin quest line. So, as we get on over here, I don't want to speak too soon in case there's a secret last part to it. We're going to hop out the boat and go ahead and interact with this thing. And there we go. We've got part 3 of 3, and now all of our part 2 challenges for the Vibin quest line have been completed. Now, before I end the video, I do want to mention that completing all of your part 2 bonus goals will actually get you the Bushy's bulb, which is a new backbling that is literally just a giant reality seed. So this is a way to get a free backbling in Fortnite as well, which I honestly didn't even realize when I started making this video. I only realized it when I lost and I died in that last game, and now I'm back in the lobby, and now I get a free backbling. So hey, that's honestly better than getting the Victory Royale, but this is how to get the new free backbling. But overall, that's been how to complete all of your part 2 challenges for the Vibin questline. If you guys did enjoy the video, then make sure to leave a like on it, make sure to subscribe to the channel, click on the part 3 questline if you want to get a guide on that. If it is actually out by the time you're watching this, it'll probably be out like 40 minutes afterwards. So if you're watching it anytime 40 minutes after the video has come out, then you're free to go and watch that and see how to complete all of the part 3 challenges. But if you guys did enjoy it, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next one.